Next week, former President Donald Trump will appear as a defendant in a Miami courtroom, the first former president to be charged with federal crimes. Trump has been indicted by a grand jury on charges related to his handling of secret U.S. documents. More than 300, including 60 marked top secret, were found at his Florida resort. Sources tell CBS News the charges include conspiracy, the unlawful possession of government records, and obstruction of justice. In a video post overnight, Trump railed against the indictment and called himself an innocent man. For more on this, joining me now is New York Law School professor Anna Kaminsky. Well, Trump was the first ever former president to be indicted. Now he's the first former president to be indicted on federal charges. Can you weigh in on the significance of this?
Well, it certainly is unprecedented on many levels. We had a similar conversation when he was indicted at the state level. He's now been indicted at the federal level. And what adds a layer to this is not only is he the first former president to be charged both at the state and the federal level, but he's also running for presidency again. So it really is a unique time in our history.
Now, we don't know the specifics yet, but what kind of penalties is Trump likely to face and why?
So we don't know the specific charges yet. There is some speculation about what charges, and certainly based on the things that we know, we can make some guesses about what he's going to be charged with and based on what his attorney has represented. The Espionage Act itself carries a sentence of 10 years in prison, but the sentencing guidelines are quite complicated, and they actually include enhancements where he could be facing more time than that, and certainly additional charges would add to that time. In addition, what I will say is, with respect to federal charges, unlike the state charges, the president here, if convicted, would actually be facing prison time. There is a good chance that if he was convicted and sentenced on these charges, that he would actually go to prison.
Now, his day in court is set for Tuesday afternoon. What can we expect?
So this will be for his arraignment. This is his first time appearing in court, and we will expect that he will be provided with a copy of the indictment, so provided with a copy of all the charges, which means that we will actually get to see for the first time what the actual charges are. And then there will be a decision made with respect to bail, so the conditions of his release.
And how do you think this indictment impacts his run for the White House?
Well, interestingly, this actually does not, at least not from a legal perspective. There are very few requirements in our Constitution for someone to be qualified to run for president, and being charged with, even being convicted of state or federal offenses does not disqualify someone from becoming president.
All right, Professor Anna Kaminsky, thank you so much for your time and expertise this morning. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.